2016 BEC Conference is coming to a close, but we're bringing you one more video report. I'm Ellen Rogers, editor of US Glass Magazine, and welcome to our February newscast coming to you from Las Vegas. Sessions over the past 2 days have covered a huge range of topics, all geared toward educating contract glazers. For example, building codes. This is a subject that is constantly changing and critical for the glazing industry. Tom Culp with Birch Point Consulting, who also serves as GA&A code consultant, provided an update on some of the most recent building code changes. And there's a lot.
Really, the key thing happening this year is there's a new version of ASHRAE 90.1. The 2016 edition is being wrapped up, and so part of my talk was highlighting some of the key changes there. There's a pretty significant, yet we really fought to make sure the changes there are realistic and practical and cost effective, but there are significant changes in U-factor that will drive more advanced thermal breaks, more use of argon, warm edge spacers, perhaps the use of more dual low-E coatings, where you have one low-E on the number 2 surface and a durable low-E on the number 4 surface. So we're going to start to see that kind of feed into the marketplace.
Speaking of codes, are you familiar with the American Society of Civil Engineers' new wind load provisions? If not, there's a lot of important information for contract glazers. We spoke with Tony Childress of Childress Engineering Services about his presentation, which talked about these requirements.
Historically, all the way up until 2010, before 2010, all the wind load calculations that were done based on what's called allowable stress design. It doesn't matter what it is, what matters is we've always used it. And since 2010, what's called ASCE, which was adopted by the 2012 International Building Code, the process changed to what's called the ultimate load design, or it's the ultimate factor design. And it's confusing to some people because it's a totally different number. Really, it's not different. It's a different number, but there's a factor that you can apply to it to get it back to what you know. It was done to save a little bit of money. There's actually a little bit of savings you can get out of going to that process, but general contractors, contractors, subcontractors, they all need to understand it, so when they're reading the specs, reading the documents, they can quit panicking, and they can realize how to take advantage of those opportunities to secure their bids.
Glass Expo Pacific Northwest is back and returning to Seattle in 2016. Always an attendee favorite, the event will be held June 2 through 3 at the Hyatt Regency Bellevue in Bellevue, Washington. Grab a cup of Joe and join us for Seattle's best at Glass Expo Pacific Northwest 2016. For more details and to register, visit usglassmag.com/GEPN.
The BEC Conference definitely keeps us busy, and not just with the sessions. There's also a tabletop exhibition where companies can feature some of their newest products. Here's a look at what some exhibitors had to offer, and also some takeaways from the event.
One of the things that we've seen from architects is an interest in options. That never really goes away. They always want options. And so we've got 2 really good options that we're talking about here this year that are both medium light transmission, low solar heat gain. We saw Tom Culp's presentation, how the solar heat gain is trending down. A benchmark is 0.25 solar heat gain. So we've got 2 products, SNR 43 and SNX 5123, that both meet that 0.23 solar heat gain, but they do it different ways. One's a little more reflective, the other is more transparent, bluish silver in color. So a couple of really nice options that we're excited about for architectural specifications.
Well, we offer glass handling equipment. It's used by glaziers to install glass safely and efficiently. Also, that's on wheels. They can install curtain wall from the inside out. They can also use our underhook machinery to install glass in precarious places, high rises, that sort of thing. Big glass, heavy glass. We have solutions for that.
I think one of the main reasons that we come is for the the speakers and the content that have to do with our industry. There's a lot of things that are always changing with the codes and so forth, and it's hard to keep up on some of that stuff on a daily basis. So this is kind of a good checkpoint once a year that you hit, and you're able to get caught up on some of those things. So
a lot of the products we've seen had energy efficient or green qualities. PPG and AGC are 2 companies that know something about that. Both were winners of the 2015 US Glass Magazine Green Design Awards. We caught up with them to present the awards and learned a little bit more about the winning projects.
First, I'd like to really thank U.S. Glass for, recognizes this award. Really means quite a lot for us at PPG as well as our Certified Fabricator program. Representation of those sustainable designs, both of which are represented here. The first one starting with the Sandridge project, working closely with J.E. Berkowitz and the use of the Renovate product. There's such a huge amount of building stock across North America that was produced years, decades ago, that easily can be upgraded to current energy codes, energy efficiency, without major renovations. An economical solution really to bring high energy performance to existing buildings. The PNC project is near and dear to my heart since it's in my hometown of Pittsburgh. Going in, tremendous double wall system, the use of Starfire, the passive control of our Sungate 400 coating, the entire design. It's a mammoth pieces of glass, which is great for the daylighting as well as the energy efficiency to control that climate. And both projects, a tremendous representation of the concepts of sustainable design.
I mean, energy efficiency, lowering cost, utilities is always an issue. And it's really a challenge when you look at these older buildings like Sandridge. I mean, this building's been sitting there for 40 years, long before all of these, our energy codes continue to be more, become more challenging. So to take a project like that and you think, what do you do at this point? So it's great, instead of tearing down a building, that you're able to use a product like the Renovate retrofit system to come in after the fact and create a more energy efficient and comfortable indoor environment for this building.
Now, as we bring this year's BEC video coverage to a close, we wanted to get one final word, or two, from some attendees about what they see in the year ahead. Be sure and look to usgnn.com for more BEC coverage and follow us on social media for even more updates. I'm Ellen Rogers. Thanks so much for watching.
It's going to be hectic.
Booming.
Big.
Optimism. Challenging in a positive tone.
Busy.
Yeah, ongoing.
Opportunity.
Incredible.
Excitement.
Exploding.